Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Let's go start now. WWE CCO Triple H has named the wrestler he would like to face if he returns to wrestling. The game wants to face Roman Reigns if he manages to step back in the ring. It's been over 3 years since Paul Levesque called it quits and announced his retirement at WrestleMania 38. His health issues forced him to retire, and he was robbed of a retirement match. On Good Morning America, Triple H was asked who he would like to wrestle if he somehow managed to return to the ring. The WWE CCO had the following to say in response. Triple H was asked who he would like to wrestle if he got back into the ring. If I got back in at this point, I'd be wrestling Father Time is what I'd be doing. Nobody, mostly me, wants to see me back in the ring. I think in this moment right now, a current superstar if I... Triple H and Roman Reigns' 2016 WWE feud. Roman Reigns defended the WWE World title in the 2016 Men's Royal Rumble match. He almost lasted the entirety of the match, but the game had other plans. He shockingly entered the match and went on to throw Reigns off the top rope. He then won the match and the WWE World Championship in the process by throwing Dean Ambrose out of the ring. Thus, he kicked off a feud with Roman Reigns on the road to WrestleMania 32. At the show of shows, the two megastars faced off in the main event of the night. In the end, Roman Reigns managed to put Triple H down to become the new WWE World Champion. Abhilash Mendy is a pro wrestling journalist at Sportskeeda with nearly 5 years of experience. He completed his MBA from the Symbiosis Institute of Telecom Management in 2016 and worked with multiple banking institutions, including Tech Mahindra. While he started writing WWE articles for Sportskeeda in 2019 as a hobby, it eventually became a significant part of his professional journey. Abhilash checks his articles thrice before sending them to the editing team, ensuring his work is highly accurate and reliable. He has interviewed prominent pro wrestling personalities like Noam Dar, Angry Ms. Girl, Brendan Kobina, and Jesse Lambert. Abhilash is a big fan of AEW star Orange Cassidy, as he believes the former international champion's on-screen gimmick of an extremely lazy guy resonates with him. Given the opportunity to script WWE's next big storyline, Abhilash would treat fans to the second installment of the Bloodline Civil War. He would book Roman Reigns to reform the Bloodline with the USOs and Sami Zayn upon his comeback. The angle would see the Tribal Chief-led group go head-to-head with The Rock, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fadu in a blockbuster family feud. When not reporting on pro wrestling, Abhilash likes to work out, go on walks, read, and explore new eateries. For over 3 decades, Paul Triple H Levesque has been one of the most dominant forces in the history of professional wrestling. From his early days as Hunter Hearst Helmsley to his eventual transformation into the game, he has defined eras, set new standards for storytelling inside the squared circle, and carried WWE on his shoulders during some of its most transformative years. While he has transitioned into his role as WWE's Chief Content Officer, there is still one lingering question that follows him everywhere he goes. What if Triple H wrestled one more match? The Hall of Famer officially retired in 2022 following his health scare, making it clear that his in-ring career was behind him. Yet, speculation never truly goes away in professional wrestling, especially when it involves a legend who once prided himself on being the measuring stick in WWE. Fans constantly debate possible dream matches, and insiders often wonder whether the King of Kings would ever lace up his boots again. Now, in a moment that has reignited excitement, Triple H has reportedly identified the one massive name he would pick as his opponent if he were to wrestle a final match. The choice of opponent. The name that Triple H has singled out is none other than Roman Reigns, the undisputed WWE champion and the longest reigning top star of the modern era. The choice is both symbolic and practical. Roman Reigns has been the cornerstone of WWE throughout the 2020s, embodying dominance in much the same way Triple H did during the early 2000s. A clash between the two would not just be a passing of the torch moment. It would be a collision of two distinct eras, styles, and philosophies of leadership within WWE. Triple H has faced almost every major name in the industry, from The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin to John Cena and Batista. But a true high-profile singles match with Roman Reigns at the peak of his Tribal Chief persona has never been fully realized in the way fans envisioned. Their paths crossed in 2016, when Triple H dropped the WWE Championship to Reigns at WrestleMania 32, but that version of Roman was still in the process of being accepted by fans. Today's Roman, with the aura of the Bloodline saga behind him, is an entirely different beast. Why Roman Reigns makes sense. Triple H's admiration for Roman Reigns has never been a secret. As the executive now steering WWE's creative vision, he is heavily invested in Reigns' run as the centerpiece of the company. Roman's transformation from an often divisive babyface into a universally recognized dominant heel has been one of WWE's most successful long-term stories. Choosing Reigns as a dream opponent isn't simply about star power, it's about legacy. For Triple H, the match would represent an opportunity to see how the cerebral assassin stacks up against a generational talent in Roman. For Reigns, defeating a legend like Triple H in a symbolic final match would only strengthen his already historic career. It is the kind of encounter that would appeal to casual viewers, longtime fans, and historians of the business alike. The story that could be told, a potential storyline practically writes itself. Triple H has become the behind-the-scenes authority, the man orchestrating WWE's creative direction. Roman Reigns, meanwhile, stands as the self-proclaimed tribal chief, demanding acknowledgement as the face of WWE. A confrontation between these two figures could blur the lines between fiction and reality, pitting the authority of Triple H's corporate vision against Roman's island of relevancy. The clash could explore themes of power, dominance, and respect. Triple H, the once unstoppable game, would question whether Roman truly deserves his claim as the greatest champion of the modern era. Roman, backed by the Bloodline, would argue that Triple H's era has passed, and that he rules over a kingdom Triple H helped build but can no longer control. The promos alone would be worth the price of admission, with Triple H's calculated intensity standing opposite Roman's slow, deliberate cadence as he demands acknowledgement. It would feel less like a wrestling match and more like a generational war for supremacy. Fan reactions and dream match status. Fans have always been divided about Triple H's role in WWE history. Some argue that he leveraged his position of influence to cement his spot at the top, while others acknowledge that he consistently delivered some of the most memorable matches in history. Regardless of opinion, nobody denies that Triple H is synonymous with WWE's biggest stages. Roman Reigns, on the other hand, has become the centerpiece of WWE programming in a way that few thought possible during his early years. The mere idea of a Triple H versus Roman Reigns showdown has already sparked fan debate across social media, with discussions ranging from fantasy booking scenarios to predictions of who would come out on top. Some fans believe Triple H would never allow himself to go over in a match like this, instead passing the torch fully to Roman in what would undoubtedly be a final bout. Others argue that the match could be structured less as a competitive main event and more as a spectacle, a symbolic closing chapter in Triple H's career where the drama outweighs the physicality. Given his health condition, fans recognize that it wouldn't be a marathon-style battle, but rather a story-driven showcase. The broader implications: if Triple H ever did step back into the ring, it would not only mark a historic event, but also serve as a bridge between generations. WWE has entered a new era of leadership, with Triple H at the creative helm and stars like Roman Reigns carrying the torch inside the ring. A match between them would highlight the natural progression of WWE's evolution, showing that while legends may fade, the foundation they built remains intact. It would also send a message to the locker room about the importance of storytelling and legacy. For younger stars watching from behind the curtain, seeing Triple H dedicate his hypothetical last match to someone of Roman's stature would emphasize how important it is to elevate the business as a whole, rather than chasing individual glory. Would it ever happen? The reality is that Triple H's health makes such a match highly unlikely. After suffering a severe cardiac event that required surgery to install a defibrillator, doctors advised him never to wrestle again. Triple H himself has been open about accepting retirement, noting that his life as a father and executive is now his priority. Still, professional wrestling has always thrived on the phrase, "never say never." Even if the match never physically happens, the idea of Triple H choosing Roman Reigns as his final opponent is enough to spark imaginations. It adds another layer of intrigue to both men's legacies, showing that respect and recognition between eras continues to be one of wrestling's most enduring narratives. Triple H's selection of Roman Reigns as his dream final opponent underscores the respect he has for WWE's present-day megastar. It is a symbolic acknowledgement that Roman has truly taken the mantle of carrying WWE into the future. While the likelihood of the match ever materializing remains slim, the concept itself captures the essence of wrestling fandom, dreaming of the ultimate showdown that blends history, storytelling, and spectacle. Whether or not the game ever plays one last time inside the squared circle, his choice of Roman Reigns ensures that his legacy remains intertwined with WWE's modern era. For fans, that thought alone is enough to imagine one of the most epic what-if matches in WWE history.